Hello, friends. Welcome to the Existentialist. This is OJ. I'm a life purpose coach. The themes on this channel are mental health, self improvement, and self realization. It's dedicated to help you find your purpose and live your passion. And in this series, in conversations with, I have candid conversations with people who dare to take an unconventional path, and they shared their journey and struggles along the way in which shaped them in making who they are, and then they got into serving the rest of humanity. Today I have a very interesting guest that I have been personally very intrigued to know about. We've had some conversations recently, and there are some things that I have never come across before. um, I have with me Dilmi Mahadurage. Hi, Dilmi.
Hello, Jay.
Dilmi is an
Yeah.
enlightenment coach. She is a teacher, in some ways, a guru. She has some clients that she works with long term and helps them on their path of enlightenment. She also posts regular videos on YouTube, just like me, and we've been exchanging notes on that as well. So, really glad to have you today, Dilmi. Welcome.
Thank you, OJ, for having me here. So,
Great.
yeah. By the way, that's a new one which you shared that I'm a guru, that no one shared. Yeah. Anyway,
Different people say different things these days, you
I
know.
know, right?
So tell me, Dilmi, in your own words, what do you do, or what does an enlightenment coach do?
mm, it's like, coach, it's very simple, like I'm not really doing something which I give some more new information, but I'm supporting my clients is to discover who they are at the deepest core, which they're already aware, but they have forgotten who they are, So that is what I support simply with my clients to figure out who they are at the deepest core, and that's been my journey, and I realized I didn't even know that you need to figure out who you are, and that's what this whole journey is about. And I even realized that at the time of the awakening, and then I realized, okay, this is what it's all about at the end, like this is all about figuring out who you are, and which is, very simple terms, that's what we are doing. And I support them to discover and what which they already aware, but they have forgotten. So I support them to discover who they are. Yeah. So I do that through meditation, sometimes guided meditations, sometimes exercises, which is active exercises,
Uh-huh.
and also self-inquiry work, and also contemplations where they ask questions such as like, who am I? What is the desire? What is mind? These questions they ask over and over again from themselves for like a significant period, for like maybe 40 minutes or 1 hour's period. They do that. I just guide them accordingly, like which I feel right. And it's more intuitive. It's not that more like, it's more personalized, I could say, because to be honest, OJ, like if you go to YouTube, you could find many, many like teachers, enlightened teachers, but there you
Of
could
course.
get very much general, they are sharing for a crowd, but once you come with me, it's more very personalized and very intuitive, because I work with them and I go according to what they are at their moment. So that's basically what I do, figure out, like supporting them to figure out who they are. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, thank you so much for sharing this. Absolutely, everybody has their own journey,
Yeah.
and everybody has their own unique path to discovering themselves. And that's what I
Exactly.
got to
Yeah.
hear is the
Yeah.
core of the work that you do through multiple
Exactly.
ways.
Yeah.
And that is absolutely unique for me. I've come across a lot of different coaches, life coaches, a life purpose coach like myself,
Yeah.
law of attraction coach, and
Yeah.
health and wellness
Yeah.
coaches. But this is something which I feel is also, I think, very relevant, at least for me personally, and I haven't come across one before. So thank you once again.
Yeah.
Uh, so let's jump into your journey. I think that's what I found to be very intriguing, and I'm sure
Yeah.
our viewers would like to know about it as well. We will be going on to a little bit more about the work that you do and your clients, but I really want to know about your journey that brought you to this point, your own awakening experience, and what made you decide that this is what you would like to do.
Yeah. Where would I start, OJ?
You can start with your own journey of enlightenment or awakening.
Yeah, like would I share with you the awakening story, or also like how I really came across for the whole journey, Do you want to hear how I started the whole journey in the first place?
I understand that this is extremely personal and um, a first-hand account that
Hmm.
not many people have ever heard, and it's not very uh, common to come across. So whatever you feel comfortable to share, to whatever extent.
Hmm. Yeah. So OJ, I'm talking to you from Sri Lanka. I born in here and I grew up in here, and I born into a Buddhist family. So like whenever I talk to my friends, like I had many friends like Muslim friends and Christian friends and all that, and I was always thinking like, what if I born to a Muslim family? So I also become a
Right,
Muslim then. Like what if I born to a Christian family, then I become Christian. So I was thinking it's very interesting that I need to become a Buddhist just because of my family's Buddhist. All that I was
right,
always questioning these things because it didn't make sense to me, you know. And also uh, like like from the very beginning, I was questioning about everything, things like this, to be very honest. And then like the whole journey started, I could say that I had a relationship in 2009. Uh, it was like for 2 years relationship, and then that was my first love, and I was uh, schooling at that time. And then suddenly, we came to a place that we're gonna break up, And then I was like, that's it, Then I just shared so many things to him that I'm gonna be with him for the rest of his life and all that, and that's
right,
it, and I felt like, what if I shared with him? Am I going to tell it to another man? At that particular time, I felt like this seems like a joke to me, because I didn't feel right to do that to another person because I was very
yeah,
honestly like doing that, very, very genuinely. And I'm a very sensitive person, so that really like that really shattered me, I could say. And then I was like, that he was all my meaning I had, I could say.
right,
That was like the biggest meaning I had. And I realized that once he's gone, and then I didn't have any meaning to look forward to. And then I went on a journey. What's the meaning of this life? What I'm doing here? What's going on here? What's the truth? Who is
mm,
telling? Muslims are telling the truth, Christianity or like Buddhist? Who is right? What's going on in here? Why am here? How did I even come here? Out of nowhere. I was like questioning all these things because I was in a very dark place at that time, I could say.
right,
So I went on a journey to really find the meaning in life, OJ. And then I found many spiritual teachers, I could say, around the world. And first I was listening to Buddhist monks in Sri Lanka, but then like I felt like that's a little too complicated with the wordings and everything. I found that's like not something I'm very resonating with. And then I found
Right.
teachers who is talking very simple language. And I'm like, this is it. Because those, like the monks that I was hearing, I like the meaning, like if I had some sort of a motivation, even that I lost while
Okay.
listening to this monk. So it was, like, and then like this doesn't work. I need to find some other people who is like talking more. And then I came across this one teacher's Osho. He's like talking about celebration, like things like that. And I thought, oh, this sounds good to me. And so I was going along with his teachings. I could say I went very deep. In the very beginning, I got really triggered by him. I got really provoked by what he's saying, you know,
Hmm.
and really provoked to a point that I got even angry. I mean, he's just talking, but I'm angry. And then one time I was sharing that with my coach. I had a coach at that time. And then when she's the one who like really pointed me out that like he's enlightened. So,
Right.
and I am projecting my own arrogance to him and my own, like everything that I was projecting, but he's just a mirror. He has realized his truth. He's a realized master. So, so I went very deep with. I mean, in the beginning, I didn't even understand what he was talking because it was very, even though it was very simple. Yet again, I didn't understand very much. But yet I was reading it anyway. So I went very deeper with his teachings, I could say. And for nearly, I was trying to do things on my own, doing meditation, self inquiry, watching YouTube for hours and hours, the enlightened teachers. And uh, nothing really I had many awakenings, but uh, not something major. I was also not, sometimes I got really frustrated with the whole journey. Sometimes I was like, what I'm even doing, like because I'm completely ignoring my other side, which is like materialistic life and pursuing other things. And
Yes.
because I'm so focused on that, and then I'm like, is there even something like truth or enlightenment or moksha? What if there's not something like that in the first place? Like I'm like so
I
lost.
can relate to that struggle.
I was like so lost because then I'm like nowhere. At least those people are moving in materialistic life and doing things for themselves, but I'm not even going there. And even if there's nothing like that, I would be nowhere. So, but anyway, I had like, I don't know, I felt right to go along this path. There were times people were saying I was wasting my time and things like that, yet I just felt right to do it in my heart. So I just went on my search and looking for the meaning and what's going on in here and what's the truth. And I came across one teacher who was a Buddhist monk, and long story short, like I got the opportunity to work with him one on one, and that I could say that really fast tracked the whole process because he has already worked on this. And working, like also getting answers from him and doing my own research at the same time. And I quit my job, and then I just started doing intensive, like uh, it's not a retreat, but I was just doing it spontaneously. I wanted to really. I came to a point like I was like that's it. In material, like there's no lasting happiness I could find in materialistic life. I
Right.
came to a point which I was like exhausted. I could say that I truly exhausted the whole thing because I truly tried to find happiness. I went on clubbing, everything I did, like, but nothing. I didn't find any long-lasting happiness, and bungee jumping. I don't know, like traveling and food. I tried all the dishes in the everything, like I tried everything that I could possibly do in
Nothing
order
was
to make me
meaningful.
happy.
Nothing made
Exactly.
sense.
Yeah, I could say I exhausted the whole thing, and then I was like, this is it. This is the only thing I could do. And then I went very deep. I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this full time. Like, I'm going to find this. I feel like I'm living my dream because this is all what I wanted to do. And then I just went all in. I didn't know what I was doing. I just went all in. And there was one coach who was very supportive of me to go through that, and that was very supportive as well. And also my teacher was there. So I
Right.
was going full in with this for like 1 month's time. I was reading things and I was like doing meditations and things like that, and doing self inquiry and contemplations. And in 2019 November, when I was even just this in this room, like I was just watching this like a video on like 1:30 a.m. in the morning,
Hmm.
and suddenly out of nowhere, it was like I realized that everything just started connecting, you know. Suddenly, like everything just made sense. I feel like I just woke up from a dream, which was very long, and I feel like everything just connected in a way that I can't even say. Even I connected to everything else as well. In me, like I realized that. I mean, it was just a dream the whole time. And it was so obvious to me. And then I was like, how come everyone doesn't get this?
Hmm.
It was so simple to a level which it was like I felt like it was so obvious. And at that particular moment, Roji, I was connected to everything. And I realized I am the one who created the whole thing in the first place, which I have forgotten. And then I cried for nearly, I don't know for how long I cried. Because I felt such crazy, like I couldn't express that in words what I felt. And I cried and cried and cried. I didn't even have anyone to share this with, which can resonate with. And then
Yeah.
I wanted to like talk to my teacher, but he was also in USA. And so at that particular moment of like, I realized what's really going on in here, you know, just like in the Matrix movie, just nothing ever happened, I could say. Nothing is ever happening and nothing will ever happen. It was all in your mind the whole time. You've been creating this dream from the very beginning, but now you've forgotten it. You're projecting the whole world and you're watching it on your own. That's what you've been doing the whole, and that's what it says in Hinduism. It says that life is a Maya, which is to say it's an illusion. And then it
Yeah.
says it's a Leela, which is to say it's a play.
Yeah.
You know. And then I could say after that, I truly started living. There were days I was just dancing for music the whole day,
Hmm.
because I was like, I didn't know what to do because I had so much energy. And I was
Okay.
just truly living my life. I realized that I was living upside down because I thought that your OJ is separate and Dilmi is separate.
Hmm.
So I was treating accordingly, obviously. That's what I felt right at that time. But here I realized that just like these fingers look separate to each other, but if you see deep inside, it's just the one hand. Just like that,
Right.
I realized we are all just connected and we are all just one, you know, that oneness. I experienced that oneness.
Mm,
And like, when you realize the whole thing is a joke, you start playing it. You don't take it
mm.
too serious. Yeah, it's very
Thank you.
liberating. Yeah. So that's basically what I went through. And for the next, you said that how I started coaching was like, next 1 year I didn't do anything. Like literally, I was not earning money or anything like that. I was just staying, eating food, and sleeping, and do just whatever necessary, whatever essential I was doing. And then one coach came across and said, that, why don't you start, like, you have so much value to give, why don't you start coaching? And
Right.
then I gave it a try, and then that went really well, and people were starting transforming, I, and it went quite well, and people were resonating with me and getting healed by me and all that, signing up with me years after years, and which like amazed me when I didn't even expect these things. And then I just continued to coach because I started seeing people are going deep in their path. So why not I do it? So yeah.
Right. Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing. There's a lot that you mentioned there, and yet I feel that it's so valuable for anybody to come across this first-hand perspective. And I can say that there are many genuine seekers out there who are
Yeah.
at various stages on their
Mm,
path. And I can personally say that I've been at the place where nothing makes sense and everything
mm,
is frustrating.
mm,
But to be able to hear this personal experience of going through this shift and the realization,
yeah.
yeah, I think it's very valuable, and it's something that I personally am looking to experience. And if it's something that you can help other people on their journey with,
Mm,
essentially a journey with themselves,
yeah.
and yet being that presence for others, I think it's an
Mm,
amazing service that you're doing.
mm, yeah.
Yeah. So thank you once again for sharing. Is there something else you wanted to say?
No, 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 Jay. Yeah.
Okay.
Was that a question you asked that to share what you can do about it?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So, like, I think for me, if someone really shared with me that here what you need to really do is, I mean, I would be very appreciative if someone said, just, just this is the focus. If someone says that would be very, very useful to me. So, that I would like to give that. I would like to share that just find who you are. This is
Okay.
it. This is it. Honestly, if someone gave me that, it would have been very useful because it just fast tracked the whole process. I mean, I'm very like grateful that Ramana Maharshi is really hammering that, he's sharing that a lot. But I really, because there's so much teachings out there. What's to
Yeah.
really focus on? This is so overwhelming. So I didn't even take it too serious. But then until I realized the truth, this is it. This is what you need to do. So I
Mm.
think that's very useful if someone shared that with me. So I would like to share the same thing. You know, find who you are.
And how
This
does
is
one do
not
that?
an intellectual. You're not asking any intellectual answers through that, OJ. You know, for that, what you need to do is let go of what you think who you are,
Right.
and then the answer will come to you. That's what I was doing. There were many, many, many identities after identities I was releasing. I will share with you one practical thing I did one time, which was very emotional, I could say.
Sure.
One time I was just writing down who I think I am. I was writing, I am Sri Lankan, I'm a Buddhist, I am this person's daughter, I'm this person's daughter, like that, my father's mother's name, and everything I was just writing. Just, I don't know why I was doing it. I was just doing it. These were just, I've been guided, I could say. These were very useful somehow. This is my practical journey. And I remember one time I was releasing these identities. I was asking these identities, like, for example, I took one idea, I'm Sri Lankan. How do I know I'm Sri Lankan?
Right.
How do I know? And I went until I don't know I'm Sri Lankan. I went in that inquiry until I get to a place that I have no idea whether I'm Sri Lankan or whatever I am. So I did
Mm.
this to all that identities. And I came into very deep not knowing. I could say one time I was doing, I am, my mother's name is Mangalika's daughter.
Right.
And then I remember I was asking and questioning this. I
Mm.
was like crying so much. Because
Mm.
I realized I don't know that.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like, and that was very emotional to me. And I could say that, like I was genuinely like really releasing these identities from me, and then that I came to a place where I was very to a place I'm in a place where I'm very deeper not knowing of who I am. And that's a very scary place to be, OJ, I could say. Not a nice
Yeah.
place to be in, because it's like you're truly, like, genuinely in a place where you have no idea who you are right now, you know.
Mm.
So you become really curious, and you become like, now I want to know who I am. So crazy, like it's just like you now come to a place that I want to figure out this no matter what. Because now you're in a
Mm.
place where you're like, you have no idea who you are because you were stripping out all these identities. Now you come to a very curious place, and then I could say you'll become very unstoppable after that, because you will go on your journey. You need to come to that not knowing, just not still, not that you're staying in that intellectual. If you know who you are, then why do you need an answer? You know. So that's why I'm
Mm.
telling that it's very important that you go very genuine, not knowing place, if you really want to discover who you are. You
Yeah.
know, yeah. For that you might need to do a lot of stripping. That's why I could say I literally died in order to
Mm.
figure out who I am. That's the truth. You know,
Mm.
and so that's why it's not for everyone, because who wants to die before they die?
Yeah.
That's not like I was terrified before the awakening when I was going through that. That's not what I've heard about enlightenment. I thought like it's just something very blissful, and no, that's what I've heard about it. Like such a
Mm.
rosy, flowery place to be in, like heavenly. I was terrified in the beginning.
Yeah.
And after that, it was a different experience. But in the beginning of the uh, experience, I was terrified. It
Yeah.
was ego death experience. I can't even
Mm.
say that it's an experience, but that is the word that I can use. Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot that you shared over here, and
yeah.
you actually answered a lot of questions that I
Yeah.
had prepared in terms
Okay.
of what one needs to do, and
Okay.
as you
Yeah.
mentioned,
Yeah.
shedding off that identity and really questioning everything.
Mm.
And I do I can tell from the way you talk and
mm,
us having the conversations before as well that you
mm,
walked that path,
mm,
and you were telling me previously of the importance of working with someone who
mm,
has
mm.
genuinely walked that path.
Yeah.
Uh, so, is there something that you would ask, that you would advise a true spiritual seeker who is lost, who's confused, who doesn't know where to go next or who to go to?
Mm, mm. I could say like there could be, the whole society would be there'll be a whole society who will be distracting you in this path.
Yeah,
That's the truth. Because don't rely on the society to give you the truth. They don't have it. This truth is not with the majority. It's with the minority. I can't say even a minority. It's like a maybe 0.0.5% of the. I have to be very honest. So
yeah,
don't even look for it in the majority. So there'll be 98%, sorry, 99%, 99 will be there to distract you. To have that laser focus. And if you can have someone as an anchor, so then that person would always there to like anchor you and bring you that. And if you can make yourself that laser focus, that's like go for it and you'll be unstoppable. If you have a genuine, I could say, if you have genuinely seeking, not to just feel happy or feel pleasure, like, or just feel some bliss or anything, like, not that, just genuinely want to find this truth, like really genuine intention. If you have that, you're going to figure it out no matter what. It's You're going to be unstoppable. And it's just that you need to have that genuine intention, you know yeah. So there'll be 99% crowd who will be distracting you. Have that laser focus and go for it with a genuine intention. You're going to find it. Yeah. There's no way that you're not going to find it. Yeah.
is it necessary to quit your job and to get into this full time?
Yeah, it's a good question. I don't think so. I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. Because honestly, I was being invited to become a nun, uh, but I just refused that because I felt like, why? You know, this is something to do with your mind. You're observing your mind. True vipassana is you're observing your mind. Whether what
Yeah,
you're wearing, the yellow robe, or you're wearing a t-shirt, doesn't matter. You know, but I like I'm not saying that there's no benefits by being a monk or a nun, you know. But then again, you can do that with anywhere, anywhere. It's about how to balancing your both materialistic life and spiritual life. You don't need to become anything. This is your nature. This is your true nature. How can you even miss that? It's the obvious nature. You know, I mean, I did it in this room. I thought I need to go to be very honest, I thought I need to go to a real place like other people are doing. But somehow I didn't get the chance and I was doing this, seeking it here. I like, if I found it here, then why? You can find it in anywhere, like wherever you are. It's within you. It's not somewhere else. It's already in you. Yeah,
thank you for that, Dilmi.
yeah,
There are many other questions that I can ask you that are
yeah,
coming to mind right
yeah.
now, even. But I think this would be a good point to close.
Okay. Yeah,
You make so many videos yourself, and uh,
yeah.
I'm very happy to collaborate with you again and make another video on some
Mm,
specific topics.
mm,
And I'm sure there would be people, genuine people, who
mm,
would like to work with you or like to know more about
mm,
your work.
mm.
Is there some place that they can reach you?
They can find my website like www.dilmicoaching.com, and then they also can find me in Instagrams through enlightenment underscore coaching, and then also they can find me in Facebook, Dilmi Mahadurage.
Okay,
Mahadurage.
thank you.
I hope they can find it. Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
I will be sharing all of those links
yeah,
in the
yeah,
description of the video.
yeah.
And it's great that you are making yourself available on these social platforms because
Mm.
these days that's where people look. And it's great that you
I might,
are,
yeah, I might not really available. Sometimes other people might be, uh, like sometimes there are assistants who are really,
of course,
uh, like, yeah, operating the social media, but yet again, yeah,
of course,
yeah,
yes. And it's great that there is someone like you available to work with people because
yeah,
these days it's very hard to find a teacher or a mentor that can
mm,
accompany you on this journey.
mm,
So,
yeah.
yeah, wonderful. Thank you on behalf of everyone, and thank you for doing this today.
Okay, okay, thank you for having me and giving me a chance to share my experience.
Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
yeah,
It's been a
yeah,
pleasure, and
yeah.
I look forward to working with you again.
Okay then. Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you for being here. Take care.